Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, wherever you are listening from across the world. You are tuned into the Mr. Freemason channel, and as always, I'm your host, Mr. Freemason. I hope you're all doing very well, and it's good to be back after a bit of a while and time out. Today, we'll be looking at Charlie Kirk and the assassination with regards to numerology and Freemasonry and symbolism that's involved. So, as always, I'll give it a few minutes for people to join us. If you want to drop in the chat section that you can hear me clearly, just drop a 1 and we'll get set up ready for the show. So if you're new here at the channel, we like to cover numerology, astrology, we like to cover Freemasonry, hidden knowledge, symbolism, and the occult. Today we'll be taking a look at Charlie Kirk and the assassination with regards to the symbols that are involved to do with Freemasonry. We'll also be taking a look at the numbers that are involved and see what they tell us about the situation and any other details if anybody else is involved, and also with regards to the date. So as always, we'll do a roll call. So if you want to drop down in the chat section where everybody's listening from, and we'll get started with the show. Don't forget, as always, if you're new, make sure to smash that subscribe button and smash the like button. Share the video with people. Spread the word of numerology, astrology, and also Freemasonry information. So today is the 17th of September 2025. The 1 and 7 gives us an 8-day, which is a number of money. It's also a number of karma. It's also the number of religion. September is also the 9th. It's the number of beginning and endings and cycles and completion, very much like the year is 2025 this year, which is also a number 9. So as always, the numbers that we look for in numerology astrology with regards to events, natural disasters, and things such as assassinations, the familiar numbers that will always be in the cases are the numbers such as number 3. 3 is the most popular one. 3 is also the number of the criminal, third letter being C. So the numbers we have are 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 19, 22, 23, and last of all, the Grandmaster number of 33. Now, these numbers have become quite important throughout any kind of events that happen. And I'll give you an example with regards to the dates that Charlie Kirk assassinated. Charlie Kirk assassinated on the 10th of September 2025. It's a 1 day. Also, the life path number for that day is also 1 as well. To show you how strong the number 1 was on that day. First letter of the alphabet being A stands for alpha male, stands for assertiveness, athlete, artist, and assassination. There seems to be a familiar pattern that seems to happen with regards to these kind of events. On January the 1st this year and February the 1st this year, sorry. So January the 1st and February the 1st this year, there were 2 attacks as well. Attack also begins with A, and the first letter of the alphabet is also A. So it seems to be whenever there's kind of assassinations or attacks or anything to kind of do with terror as such, these will happen on 1 days. These will be the 1st, the 10th, the 1st and the 10th. So there'll be 1 numbers. Also, there'll be 13s in there sometimes, which is the homage number to the Masons. Sometimes you'll also find in some of these cases, there'll be double-barreled names that begin with M in the first name and also the second name. And the reason that you'll find them in these sort of cases, surrounded by suspicion and speculation, is because if you turn the 2 M's on their side, they look like a 33. So there's a piece of information for you with regards to names and letters, which is also why they have M and M's. So when you turn the M on its side, it looks like a number 3, and when they've got 2 of these, it looks like 33. So we'll jump straight into the video. If anybody wants to give a shout out, drop a message in the chat or any questions throughout the show, then please feel free to do so. And without any further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Yeah, I say that we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance. We gon' run this town.
So rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. We're going to be looking at some of the symbolisms, some of the postures and hand gestures that Charlie Kirk has been seen to make in the past with regards to photos taken. Also, some of the people and individuals that he hangs around with or has been on their podcast and shows. You'll tend to find that all these kind of people mix in the same kind of circles and alternately go on different podcasts, but they all tend to interview the same people and each other. An example of this is Candice Owens, who will interview Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate will be interviewed by Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan will interview Candice Owens, and it all kind of goes around in a circle on the same platform. So basically, it looks like these people are quite popular and being pushed and being interviewed on certain different platforms, when in matter of fact, they all belong to the same club. So here you can see in front of you a pose by Charlie Kirk, who's throwing up the 666, or otherwise known as the 3. You'll see people in photos that will throw up both hand gestures of the 666, and this represents the 3 on one hand and 3 on the other hand, which gives you your 33. The reason that I make a point of the numbers at the beginning, which are 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 19, 22, 23, and 33, is because these numbers will come up quite a bit with regards to the case of Charlie Kirk, and especially with regards to the individual that's been arrested and the alleged suspect, who is Tyler Robinson, whose age is also 22. Also going in further depth with regards to Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk was born on October 14th, 1993, which makes him a rooster. Roosters are known for being quite aggressive. Most roosters are fighters. They're always willing to give a helping hand. So there is always two sides to the animalistic kind of zodiac traits. You'll never find that one animal kind of has all negativity or all positivity. It's kind of a yin and yang experience. So there's a good side and a bad side to all different sides of animal zodiac signs. So Charlie Kirk's also born on the 14th. So 1 and 4 equals 5, which is the number of travel, which is what Charlie Kirk seems to do quite a bit of, going from campus to campus and traveling across America. People who are born on 5 days are also the most attractive number, which is why you find Valentine's Day is on the 14th. So like I said, going back to the beginning of the show, it's the 17th of September 2025. Altogether, it gives us a life path number of 26, and 2 and 6 also equals 8. So it just goes to show you sometimes the numbers at the beginning, whether it be the date energy, also sometimes reflect the life path number. In this situation today, which is the 17th of September 2025, 17, 1 and 7 gives us an 8, and also life path number 26, 2 and 6 also equals 8. Very much the same as the date that Charlie Kirk was assassinated on, which was the 10th, which gives us a 1 day. And also when you add up the numbers of the date and the year and the month, also gives us a life path number of number 1. And you'll find that this is quite a familiar pattern, and it just goes to kind of reinforce what the day energy is. Then we also had the hats, which were in front of Charlie Kirk. These three hats with the number 47 on were also on the desk of Charlie Kirk, where his wife gave a speech after his passing. I believe these hats were also where the coffin was. Now, if you pay attention to them, like it says in the picture in front of you, 4 and 7 equals 11. There's 3 lots of 11, which gives us 33. 33 is always buried somewhere within these cases, whether it's the age of somebody with reference to numbers on clothing or on hats. It's quite strange that Charlie Kirk passed at the age of 31. 3 and 1 equals a number of 4, a number of law and order, which strangely enough, Donald Trump's assassination attempt was on the 13th, and 1 and 3 also equals 4, which is a number of law and order, which strangely enough Donald Trump was actually speaking about and happened to know the news first, which is strange enough, of the passing of Charlie Kirk and his assassination before the mainstream media did. How he knew that information would be very interesting. So the symbolism with regards to Charlie Kirk, most people will have the belief system that Charlie Kirk was a Christian. Although he spoke about Christianity and God, he never actually, from what we know, certified himself as actually a Christian, although he spoke on it primarily quite a lot, the topic. As always, with all these people, they all belong to the same society and all the same group, and that doesn't involve Christians, as they won't take Christians, or they won't take any other kind of religion that believes in a prophet, such as the Prophet Muhammad in Islam, or Jesus Christ in Christianity. They don't believe in a prophet, they believe in a God, one God, and it's the same God worshipped in this religion as the same God that's worshipped in Freemasonry. So unless you're part of that religion, you can't join the club and the cult, so to speak, which is how these people get to be on TV and television. So here you go, you can see the hats again a little bit more clearer. There was also the question of Charlie Kirk's wedding ring, which seemed to change fingers after his assassination. He was shot. Also in the picture, pointing with the yellow arrow you can see in front of you, it seems to be some sort of bag, or whether like a foil bag that would contain a liquid. It's a little bit unsure what this was. It's certainly not a bulletproof vest, as it was only one side, and from what you could see at different positions of Charlie moving, you could actually see his chest quite defined, so there was nothing actually covering the whole of his chest. But it's very interesting to see and wonder and question what was actually underneath Charlie Kirk's top. When I first saw this, obviously like everybody else, I was quite stunned and taken back. Then after the shock had kind of wore off, I looked and reevaluated the situation, and this seemed more like a ritual to me in the public eye. Now, this is no obviously disrespect to Charlie Kirk or his family, but just obviously an observational point and a point of view and opinion. I'm not saying that this is obviously true, don't do all your own research, but this will just give you a perspective of information that they will not tell you. So yeah, after Charlie's passing, the wedding ring changed fingers on his hand. Now we released the a picture of the so-called suspect. This was supposed to be the individual that they were looking for at first. He wore a jumper with an American flag with the eagle on, and this is also another symbolism. It's to do with the American crest. Most people would associate it in America with freedom of speech. It's actually associated with the crest, the American crest, which also shows an eagle. Before it was an eagle, before then it was actually a phoenix, as in like a phoenix that rises from the flames. Also, the star that's shown above the eagle shows and portrays a certain star that's also related and connected to a certain religion. That's the same religion that's in Freemasonry. So then we had Charlie Kirk's wife giving the speech. In front, you can see also on the desk is one of the hats that's got 47 on it. There's also 3 of these, so yet again 33. Yeah, there was just more symbolism with regards to that. Also, at the coffin of Charlie Kirk, there was a round emblem, such kind of like a medal, and on that was also an American flag and also the eagle. So you've got 3 connections there with the American eagle and the crest, which used to be the phoenix before it was changed. The phoenix is also associated with Freemasonry, which is probably why they changed it from the phoenix to an eagle. So you had the crest, which is next to the coffin. You've got the American flag with the crest, and also the suspect that had the t-shirt with also the eagle on and the American flag. Also going to Charlie Kirk, like I've said before in previous lives, a lot of these people will be what they call royal actors. So they're people that will play parts, maybe 1 part at a time. Usually most of them will play 2 parts. Sometimes they'll play a part and it'll come to the end of playing that role in the part, and then they will kind of pop up again probably a couple of months later in a different role. It's only the fact of the markings on people's faces, birthmarks, moles, is the only indication you kind of give away that they're the same individual and people. I was trying to find a picture with regards to Charlie Kirk's teeth. I did come across 2 pictures, both of them with Charlie Kirk, but they had different sets of teeth. One had a larger set of teeth than the other one. The one had larger teeth and small gums, and the other one had much larger gums and small teeth. Now, I could understand if you were going to change the teeth, that'd be quite possible, but to actually change the size of the gums would be quite difficult to do itself. So it kind of also makes you wonder and think, was there a stand-in being used, or maybe a double at some point? But we'll digress into the video, and we'll kind of be showing a bit more detail with regards to markings, teeth, noses, and so on. Another thing to point out is Charlie Kirk's wife was a budding actress and trying to get into acting. So that's just another thing that it might be a point just to make a note of. But as I said, there's a lot of these people that will tell you that they're Christians. There's a video actually on the channel, I believe it's got Oprah Winfrey on, even Kanye West, who says he's a Christian everything. So these people will tell you they're Christians, obviously not to arouse suspicion, and so that you don't look any more into their background. So with regards to Charlie Kirk and the shooting, the time we were given was 12:55 p.m. So if you take the 1 and the 2 and you add that together along with the 5 and the 5, that actually gives you a number 13, which is the homage number of Freemasonry, which is also why there was the march in London this weekend on Saturday, which was also the 13th. So and there was a lot of people there who belong to the same sort of club as Charlie Kirk and the others mentioned in the video. We know that because they said there was 3 million that attended, and quite a few of the individuals were throwing up the 666 sign. So they're just clear indications there are certain people there amongst them that also belong to this group and cult, so to speak. So as I said about the crest, the eagle crest, as you can see on the top left, this is what was placed next to Charlie Kirk's body. There was also a bit of discrepancies with regards to the hands, that they look quite fake, almost plastic, like a model.
Is this right here?
So just before we go further, we'll take a look. These are the different shapes of the faces and noses. Sometimes prosthetics will be used. There was a conspiracy a long time ago with regards to Osama bin Laden and Barack Obama, considering they're both around the same height. They're both left-handed. Their faces matched up identically, apart from the nose, which they reckon could have been prosthetic. And it's just very strange that he appeared and disappeared. Then at the same time, Barack Obama appeared. So it's just something to take into consideration. Just turning to the chat quickly, just a quick shout out to the people that have joined us this evening. There's a shout out to you, Cindy, and also JBH2000. Thanks very much for joining us. I hope you're all doing very well and enjoying the show. I hope there's a few things that you can learn and take away from it. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and also smash the like button. So now we're going to go into a few more videos and take a look with regards to the connection of Freemasonry. Also, Candace Owens, who's also been quite outspoken, and her connection with regards to Freemasonry. There was quite a funny incident with regards to Candace Owens, where people had contacted her and emailed her on a show where they'd delved into AI and done a background check on Candace Owens, and it came back that she was married to a Jewish man. It's just very strange that a lot of these people and characters will tell you the person that they're married to, but will never tell you that they're that person themselves. And as we know, with regards to Freemasonry and also that religion and cult, that they can only know their own kind, which is how they keep the wealth within themselves and also keep the secrets secret.
Is this right here supposed to be some kind of joke? So Erica comes out saying that Turning Point is not ending, and then Shapiro comes out and says that he's going to continue carrying that torch, carrying that bloodstained microphone. After I explain this to you in detail and show you, I assure you that you'll be peed off. Watch this right here for just a moment. This is what Shapiro said on Rogan's show.
Prophet and
No. We don't believe he's a prophet.
what do you think he was? What do you?
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble, just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against them.
He said Jesus was a troublemaker and that he deserved his punishment, basically, right? Just wait.
Because we're Americans, and we're not going to be deterred. Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that bloodstained microphone where Charlie left it.
Confused? Let me explain to you. He's going to be going to college campuses in the name of Turning Point. That sounds okay to you? Really? The Bible says in 1 John 22 that any single person who does not claim that Jesus is the Christ that came from the Father, that they are anti-Christ. I'm going to hold my tongue right here.
Okay, so there's the connection with Ben Shapiro. If many of you aren't familiar with Ben Shapiro, he's a very outspoken Zionist. So it just seems very coincidental that he's going to step into the place of someone who was preaching previously from a Christian background. So it almost kind of seems, and there's also research as well with regards to this. You can go and check this out yourself. It's quite widely available on the internet. With regards to an invite from Benjamin Netanyahu that was given to Charlie Kirk to visit Israel, and Charlie Kirk turned it down. So that probably wasn't a wise choice in itself. My own personal opinion, I find it, although I see with my own eyes the same as everybody else out there what kind of happened, I also know that the world is also a stage, and what's played and portrayed out in front of the public is not always what it seems. The reason I say this is obviously Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:55 p.m. But even still today, even now, at this precise moment, there's never been any confirmation of what time he died. I'm going to let you sit and think about that for just a moment, because normally when someone's given an announcement of a time of passing, that's because they're passed. The fact that there is no actual confirmed time of Charlie Kirk's passing kind of raises eyebrows to the fact of whether he did, and also the fact that he sustained such a serious injury to the neck. You would not have been able to live probably any more than 6 to 8 minutes. It's impossible as well to stitch that carotid artery that runs through the neck. So how he managed to survive for several hours before then passing, I would struggle and find it very hard to believe. Also, looking at where it happened in Utah. Utah was founded in 1821, which is a snake year, which is the same as 2025 this year. So that probably wasn't the best place to go, considering it was a snake year. Being a rooster, Charlie Kirk was. He should have actually got on quite well in a snake country, because it's part of the triangulation with regards to the three animals that kind of all work together with regards to the Chinese zodiac wheel. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look. You can Google it; it will come up, and you'll see for yourself the opposite signs on the wheel will be the enemy signs to each other.
Ready for.
So when I said with regards to actors and playing different roles, there was Robin Williams, famous comedian and actor that passed away. There was then a character who's popped up quite recently in the past year, 2 years, called Uncle Pappy. You can go and check him out. I think he might be on TikTok. I'm not too sure if it's on YouTube. Strangely enough, he looks like Robin Williams, and he can do a very, very, very good impression of Robin Williams. So I'll just leave it at that, and we'll take a look at this part of the video.
Some of you aren't going to be ready for this one, especially you tens of thousands new followers. But if you give me a minute, I might just blow your mind. You see, one thing I know about them is that they love to mock us and put things right under our nose just so they can laugh at how stupid they think we are. And there's something curious about not only their chins, which I'm going to show you, which seem to look awful similar right here. Well, there's a lot more. Like how Charlie seems to have 3 different chins himself. That one's kind of distorted. This one's nice and round. And this one's kind of angled, but not just chins. I mean, their teeth, their lips, even 3 different noses. You know why? Because he's a character on the main stage. The world stage, in fact. And I'm not saying he was never a real person, but he's a character. A character sometimes played by the Utah governor. And it wasn't a regular assassination. It was a character assassination. Hence the phrase, character. Oh, a tool in politics. Imagine that. And you know how I know they do this? Because I've proven it. J-Lo didn't just play the part of Selena, she was Selena. And then they faked her death. And all they had to do was do a little plastic surgery, and Selena literally turns into J-Lo. And this isn't speculation. I have proven this. Look at this. And they put it in your face. They mock you as hard as they can because they hate you and they want to mind control you. Now, you might think this is ridiculous, but I promise you, that's just your cognitive dissonance getting in the way. Look at these 2 marks and these 2 marks. Kind of looks like there were some moles there and they got removed, right? Oh, that's Selena. Oh, that's J-Lo. But I mean, if he took on that role or he got some procedures done to take on that role, whichever it might be, it's not like they sound alike or anything, right?
And they did not have any knowledge. Was shocked when they found out about it. They were waiting when he found out about Congress, it. They brought the suspect has not been.
Oh, look at that! Their mouths even move alike, and they move their heads the same way, and their chins are the same. What a strange, unusual coincidence. You want to see another strange, unusual coincidence? You know how I always say they tell us, they like to tell us? They like to tell us. You know what his name is? Charlie James Kirk. Do you know what the shooter's name is? Tyler James Robinson. Kind of funny because my name's Tyler James. Part of me thinks they're mocking me, but Charlie James Kirk, Tyler James Robinson, I had a hunch. I said, I'm going to look up his middle name, and I bet I know what it is. I bet you'll never guess. I bet you'll never guess. Tyler James Robinson, Charlie James Kirk, and I bet you'll never guess. Spencer James Cox. Now, do you know what J is? It's the 10th letter of the alphabet. So J, 10 plus 10 plus 10. Oh, well, look at that. It's a 3, a 30. Like I've been saying, they rub it in your face with their stupid 3s and their stupid hand symbols, and you're eating it up with a spoon, people. Is this speaking to you at all? Is this doing anything, or are you just thinking I'm ridiculous? Because if it's the latter, well, I have news for you. You just don't realize how much they're manipulating your reality on the stupid boob tube, the tell-lie visions. I mean, that is not the same chin or person. Different noses, different chins. How do you not see it? Different gums, different chins, different noses. It's a character assassination. They took him out and he's playing a new role. He's not dead. His wife's an actress. Do you really think think about this, and I've said this before, is there any human you know in this entire flat, stationary realm that we live in that would film themselves petting their dead spouse in their casket and then put it on social media? No! They're characters on the world stage and they're lying to you. And I'm just a guy that for some reason is pretty good at figuring it out.
Okay, so also we had the day before, which was the 9th of September, which was a 9-day. We had September, which is also a 9-month. And then we've got 2025, which is also a 9-year. Now, in numerology and also astrology, this is classed as the beginning and endings of a portal. So this will be when things kind of end and cycles are completed, and then new things will start and basically refresh. There's also, with regards to a holiday that happens, a religious holiday that happens over that kind of period as well. That's the first thing that I always do when anything like this kind of happens. Is the first thing to do is go and check out and see if there's any kind of religious holidays that fall on that day. So obviously the day before was the 9th September 2025, that would give you 999. And also that day was the attack with the Ukraine white girl who was on the bus who got attacked by the American black guy, which wasn't really publicised that much in the news. So also Charlie's, you obviously got 9, 9, and then you also got the 1 in there as well. So yeah, it just goes to show you that numbers give you indications and also turning points. With regards to the religion that's associated with Freemasonry, September is actually the last month in their calendar. So it's actually coming up to a new year, a new fresh and new beginning, which I believe it starts at the end of September. So be prepared, because there are going to be more things that are coming in September before the month's out. We've already had stuff with regards to the London March. We've had Charlie Kirk. There'll be other events and other things that will happen. Most likely it'll be on the 22nd or 23rd, because I like to do things on the 23rd day, which is why you had the case with Nicola Bulley in England, Lancashire, where you had the number 23 on the back of the bench, and they found her 23 days later. So it's just an example for you when the number 23 is involved. It was also involved, I believe, with the Joe Slater case. Joe Slater was 19. 19 is one of the numbers out of 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 19, 22, 23, and 33. He disappeared, I believe it was on the 23rd. So these are just prime examples of crime and news articles where you'll find these numbers are involved all the time. Now I've got one other last video for you, but just before we come to that, just make a note for you if you want. The book Breaking the Matrix Numerology Astrology is available on Amazon. You can go and grab yourself copies in paperback and also hardback. And also, if you like, you can also now download the app which is on Google Play, which is Numerology Wizard. You can go and check that out for yourself. I'll just show you with regards to the logos and where you can go and find these all. And yeah, they'll give you more details and in-depth with regards to what we cover on the channel. And yeah, go and have a look, check it out, and brush up on your numerology skills. So with that being said, I'm going to close with a final video, and this talks about Charlie Kirk, with also Candace Owens, and even a self-admission by Candace Owens of being one of the Masons. So it's been a pleasure to have you all here. Thank you very, very much for participating. being part of the community. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to smash subscribe, smash the like button too, turn on notifications for when any of the future videos and lives come up. And with that, I will leave you with the closing video to go through and find out what also we find out about Charlie Kirk and the connection with Freemasonry.
In the same club that you ain't in. All of them. All of them. And you know why they make that hand symbol? Because it looks like that. And that's the Freemason symbol. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear what Candace Owens has to say about it. That's a funny looking symbol too. I wonder what that one means. Remember, they love the number 3. As in 1, 2, 3. Funny how they're both making it. He's the supposedly. Now let's hear from Candace.
Those of you who think that you are going to replace Charlie Kirk, okay? Kings are born. You don't just get to depose and tell us that we're going to follow this individual.
Okay, tough girl.
Okay? I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
Excuse me? Baking powder?
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
Oh. Gotcha.
You put a shill in Charlie Kirk's chair, in Charlie Kirk's company.
She's one of the Masons. One of the Masons. You know, the people all on the TV. Like, you can't get on the TV unless you join their elite club. Kind of like all of them. That's a funny symbol. It kind of looks like horns to me. And if you think it's I love you, come on. And you can't get on the TV unless you join the club. It's time to figure this out, people. They've been lying to you long enough. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that every single ever celebrity and government person just happens to be doing this and the devil horns because it's fun and cute for picture's sake only. Come on. Entertainment only. All coincidence.
So that kind of concludes us towards the end of the show. I hope you've enjoyed the video and the details. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section if you did. If there's any other information that you'd like to share with regards to the Charlie Kirk assassination, then please feel free to leave your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. And until then, I'm Mr. Freemason. You've been an absolutely brilliant audience. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out of here.